Hello and welcome to another video review. This is Unreal Return to Pali for PC and Mac. Now this review is going to be brief because there's really not that much to say about this, so make sure you watch my review of the original Unreal before you watch this. But this is the expansion pack to Unreal. It was released in 1999, and it was actually re-released with Unreal as Unreal Gold in 2001, and that's actually what you're seeing here. It's actually on the Unreal Tournament version of the Unreal Engine, which was, they did that when they updated it to the Gold Edition. But other than that, there really isn't anything different from the original Unreal in terms of the engine, the graphics, the sound, any of that. It's all pretty much the same. What they did change was they added a few new weapons and some new enemies. And they threw in a new campaign, maybe a couple new maps. But that was about it. The new campaign basically picks up where the original game left off. And sends Prisoner 849 into this human warship, the Bodega Bay, which press gangs him into service, and well, him or her, I should say, into service, and sends them back to Pali, where the prisoner will then go into find the ship and get the secret weapons data off of it. And they say that in return they'll give him full pardon and give him transport back to Earth, but they're pretty much lying to you. Story is pretty bad, actually. It's really unimpressive, especially because it suffers from a lot of the same problems that the original did. The original Unreal had this really awful problem of being extremely vague most of the time. So you really didn't have any idea what was really going on during the entire course of the game. And when you finally get to Return to Pali, while they did structure it a little better to give you a little bit more idea of what you're doing, especially with an opening cutscene that actually gives you some backstory and tells you what you're doing, that helped, but the storytelling itself has just still got that extremely vague problem. And so that makes it pretty hard to follow. And when you get to the gameplay itself, it's just kind of a generic first-person shooter from the late 90s. There's really nothing remarkable about it. And like I said in my Unreal review, the only real thing to look for here is that the multiplayer was the groundwork for what would later become Unreal Tournament and be a far superior game. So I really can't recommend Return to Pali to anyone except maybe those people who liked the original Unreal quite a bit, or if you got it in the Gold Edition of the game, where you can actually get both Unreal and Return to Pali for the same package. That's really the only ways I can recommend it. I mean, I can't recommend it to anybody but Unreal fans, Unreal Tournament fans, and people who are big on gaming history. That's kind of it, really. But still, links will be in the description box in case you do want to check it out.